We want to play a powerful brand. We want to play a powerful brand. We want to play a powerful brand.
Going inside 50, we were just completely inefficient, and every time they went in, it felt like they were going to score. So, like I said, we just couldn't turn the tap off when it comes to them scoring.
We want to play a powerful brand.
We've also got to, as a footy team, stay engaged in the game. And if we're not finishing and we're not quite getting that nourishment, how do we still have an impact in the game? And if that
we want to play a powerful brand,
but this is a footy team. Our front half game and our efficiency around our front half game needs to improve.
We want to play a powerful brand. We want to play a powerful brand.
Message was that good teams give you feedback, and we got some feedback tonight that we're short in a few areas.
We want to play a powerful brand, but
we just had some costly turnovers. Like we talked about our back of centre ball movement and what we wanted to be, and we just had some really costly turnovers, and that was get sort of 9 shots on goal from their forward 50. So it's just too many.
We want to play a powerful brand.
We were able to sort of probably get in the fight a bit, but the fight doesn't, it's not going to win the game, and so that's where we find ourselves. We find ourselves in a situation where right now we're not good enough, and we've got to find a way through that.
We want to play a powerful brand.
I guess I concede nothing and expect nothing at the same time. So that's probably where we sit.
We want to play a powerful brand.
Teams that we've played up against that are in the mix for the top 8, clearly. So we'd like to bench ourselves off those guys and sort of see where we're at with things. And at the moment, it's showing that, when we need to hold, we don't hold for long enough. And, we know we need the scoreboard as nourishment. Every team needs that. But I look at Collingwood today, and when they needed to hold the line, they held the line. And they looked for opportunities going back the other way, and they might have been minimal, but they still were able to maximise it when they got those chances. So that's where we want to go with this.
We want to play a powerful brand.
In the end, the W's the nice thing to have. Clearly, you need that nourishment to, sell the belief in your football team that we're in the right direction. But you also get nourishment in the way you go about things, and we want to be known for how we go about things. And at the moment, that's just not where we expect.
We want to play a powerful brand.
If you put some scoreboard pressure on, then that obviously puts you in a better position and ask some questions to the opposition, but we weren't able to do that. So we certainly feel like we got plenty of opportunities. You guys can have a look through the numbers where you get 59 chances inside 50. And
we want to play a powerful brand.
We'll have to have a look at it on Monday. Have a look at our method on how we're going about it. It's certainly not through lack of practice. It's been a constant presence for us right throughout pre-season, the early part of the year. So we just got to probably look at the method on how we're doing it.
We want to play a powerful brand.
You're going to get from the Swans as they bring enormous pressure. We're able to work our way through that. We're able to absorb it at times, and we're also able to provide it at times. But the game asks you to go for longer than just 3 quarters, and it asks you to be able to finish when you need to, and we weren't able to do that.
We want to play a powerful brand.
We're fighting, but we're forcing, and it's making it look really hard. The endeavour to try and do the right thing, I think that's sort of been a bit that way for most of the year, to be honest with you. The boys keep fighting. But right now, there's a phase of our game that's where it's proving pretty hard to get ticking over. So
we want to play a powerful brand.
It's just way too safe early. And so we'll keep trying to provide that really clear picture. We'll keep trying to provide that really clear space for them to be able to explore more. Because that's not how we started, is not how we want to be.
We want to play a powerful brand. 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 We want to play a powerful brand.
Welcome, guys. I spent a bit of time over the last day or two just putting that together. Definitely not to sink the boots into Michael Voss. I'm not saying I'm a believer. I'm not saying I have faith But what I will say is this. If this does turn around, whether it's this year, and I honestly feel like the club will see out his contract. He will. Because it doesn't really matter what we think, like, seriously. But if this does turn around, Michael Voss needs to take, as far as I'm concerned, all the credit. And I know he's got a group working with him, okay, but I think the coach, I'm not in this camp of lugging. Yeah, maybe the players will cop it up the arse at the end of the year and there'll be massive changes, but I'm not in the camp of lugging it all on the shoulders of the players. And there's this sort of narrative around at the moment from a lot of supporters that, it's on this group's got form and this group's done this and this group's done that. They're weak and they're this and they're that. Okay. There might be an element of truth to some of that, but I'm just steadfast that the coach is they're the most powerful and influential figure in the football club, particularly, obviously on field. And I have no doubt Michael Voss will be working his absolute arse off to get this right, and he would be feeling the pressure. He knows that. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, like they are the man. They are there, to bring it all together. They construct the message. They try and sell that message and they deliver it. They deliver the message, and then it's the buy-in. It's the total buy-in. The ability to, for the players to understand it based on what is being sold to them, the teaching side of the game, and then the execution on game day, and it's just not getting done. I understand the players have got a responsibility as well, but Jesus Christ, this is listen to the press conferences. This is in the hands of the coaches. This is in the hands of the coaches and Michael Voss as the head man to turn this thing around. So if it turns around, fuck, he deserves a hell of a lot of credit, because right here, right now, it is going pear-shaped. And yeah, I don't want to be in a position. I don't want to be in a position over the next 12 months or so, just sinking the boots into the coach, just sinking your boots in constantly, almost to the point of hating on him, and then going to the game praying for a loss. Because I'm sure a lot of fans do that. They just can't have it anymore, so they just want us to I need to be able to go to the footy to cheer on my football team, and if it means I'm praying for this to turn around for this man, I'll do that, because I'm trying to understand. I really am trying to understand what the fuck is going on, because it's certainly not a powerful brand of football, and that's what was sold to the fans, flanked by CEO Brian Cook and also Luke Sayers. That was the press conference back in 2021 when Vossi first took over. And I reckon a week or two later, after that, he would have met with the playing group for the first time. And that's exactly what he would have said to them. We want to play a powerful brand of football. Now, we're midway through Voss's second year in charge at Princes Park, right here, right now, as we approach Sunday's game against the Bombers, round 13. We sit 14th on the ladder. it appears we are light years away from seeing any semblance of that powerful brand of football that would have been sold to this playing group 20 months ago. And it is a painful watch. It really is a painful watch to go and watch this football team play. But I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand it and maybe, you know, what's going on and what Voss is talking about in his press conferences. And this is the only opportunity we get to really hear him and see what's going on. We watch the games, obviously, so we get to see the team perform. But, you know, this is the only time we hear from the coach. Post-game, and then generally they speak, you know, what did you speak yesterday before the Essendon game? So you do, you hang on to every word, and it's a consistent themes across, you know, the last 7 or 8 weeks. Consistently the same things are arising and the same problems. And he's continually talking about these phases and layers to this game that we can't get right. And then the more this continues, because he's saying it. He's the one in charge. He's the one out there saying it. So it's not hidden. He's saying it. The more it goes on, okay, the more every week he says the same things, his job can't be sustainable. It just can't be. And I look at what he's saying, you know, like, you know, as far as I understand it, the 3 phases of the game, and we're going to get to see it once again. And maybe I'll watch a little bit more closely against the Bombers on Sunday night, because I'm actually going to the game, and I'll take a really close look instead of just tracking and following the ball, which is hard not to sometimes. You know, just look a little bit closer. He keeps talking about the effort's okay, you know, and he gets hammered for that. You know, like he says sometimes he's proud, you know, like, and he gets hammered for that, and I can understand that. I don't feel the contest work is a problem, a huge problem. You know, I think we've got enough players who can win the ball, and I feel like, you know, we're a high possession football team. That can come down to just being, you know, that could just become, you know, uncontested marks, slow. But at the same time, you still got to win the ball. So I don't think it's a huge problem, although we haven't really had great years from our midfielders as a collective group. They can still win it. So defence, the other phase. So what does it look like when we haven't got the ball? You know, questionable. I'll talk about that in a second in regards to our ability to defend as a whole team. Because I feel like that's a big problem and the source of many of our headaches. But the huge part of the game, and I think the modern game really, is this ability to move the ball. What are we doing when we've got it? And this is where, I mean, obviously from a holistic point of view, he's talking about powerful brand. Like, we want to play a powerful brand. You've got to have all levels, okay, all phases relatively strong. But Richmond in 2017, they almost conceded clearances, okay, because they knew the other 2 layers to their game were powerful. The ability to win it back, to set up defensively and win it back, and then their transition with speed and their ability to lock the ball in their front half. And, yeah, I mean, it was incredibly powerful. So they had 2 phases just nailed down. But right here, right now, we all 2 phases are sort of at times questionable, so our defence and also at the contest. But the middle phase, in regards to what we do with the ball when we've got it is as bad as any fucking team in the competition. And the longer that goes on, you just can't see a way out for this coach, and he would know that. He would know that. He would know that. It's just our inability to transition the ball from the back half, our ability to move the ball with any speed, with any dare, our ability to take the right options, hit the 45, connect midfield forward. It's a mess. It's a real mess. And this, I think, is the real crux of modern day coaching is ball movement. And we're failing in a big way. So good luck. So on to Sunday's game. It's funny, I think we're winning this game. And I must say I feel somewhat cheated if we do. And I don't mean that in a not being happy that we win. No, fuck, I'll be rapt that we win. So many question marks on this group, and also I'm starting to feel, is Voss getting in their head, and can we grind out a win, and our inability to embrace expectation and the heat. In the last 7 or 8 weeks have just been so poor in that space as well, that every opposition we've come up against, other than the West Coast Eagles, we've just haven't been really up for the challenge. I don't know. I just feel like now it's got to the point in the season like it's now a free hit. And I know there's a little bit of pressure still there, but it's just a free hit. Players might go out there, nothing to lose now. And that shits me a bit. And if that's the circuit breaker that we need, maybe it is, but that shits me a bit. It really does. So if they go out and just play with absolute flair and leave nothing in the tank and all that type of stuff against the Bombers on Sunday, yeah, I don't know. I feel a little bit like, it's taken this long for the heat to go out a little bit, to the pressure gauge just to go out a little bit for these guys to... And they're not babies anymore. They're not babies. And Voss isn't coaching babies. These are men. But anyway, I still think we'll win. I just think they decimated the Bombers through the midfield. Curnow going into the middle, what the fuck's Curnow playing for? He's playing because he's playing on merit. There's no other reason why. And a hard lockdown, because they ain't got Setterfield, they ain't got Parrish, and they've lost Shield. They're 3 big outs. And I know they've got some good youngsters, Caldwell and Hobbs through the middle, and you can chuck in Nick Martin across the centre line, and young Durham and Archie Perkins, who can roll up as well. Maybe Langford can roll through the middle at times, although he's a dangerous forward. Stringer will go to centre bounces. So they've got some players there, but, Jesus, if we can't win that midfield battle, then something's desperately wrong. But we know it's not just about winning the midfield battle, do we? Because it's what we actually do with the ball when we've got it is the big concern for us. So, yeah, we know Merritt, if he can get off the chain, is no better distributor in the game than Zach Merritt. So, I think it's a conservative approach. Put Curnow in, play him on Merritt, and we think the job's done. Who knows if that's the train of thought? That's what I think. But, I mean, you look at their back line. That's just undermanned. Zerk Thatcher, Laverde and Ridley, they're goers, and they've got some really good traits. Laverde's really improved with his intercept marking, and Zerk Thatcher can play a role, but just undersized. Ridley as well. We should be winning this game. We just should be winning it, and I'm going to be looking very, very closely at I'm not even going to go to the extended bench shit because I really don't care, to be perfectly honest, who plays out of that extended bench. I've gone beyond worrying about how this team is selected, because you live and die by your selection, and that's just another thing as well. Selection. Okay, you live and die by it. I mean, how many times have we played Curnow this year and he hasn't really tagged? I mean, so it wouldn't be a surprise to me if Curnow just runs around doing what he likes. So we'll just wait and see on that. I want to have a look at, obviously, our ball movement. There'll be a close watch on that and where we can win the ball back. I just don't think we're defending the ground well enough, and I know there's been an emphasis on that, and Voss has spoken about that, but I feel our midfield is so one-paced and so slow that we are defending the ball really deep in our back half, and once we defend the ball deep in our back half, we're in a world of hurt. So we've got to somehow put a lot more pressure on Essendon's ball carriers, whether that's Merritt, whether that's Redmond coming through there. And we've got to try and win the ball back forward to centre, ideally, but across centre half back if we can, and bring in our runners. We've got to bring in Sard, and I want to see more from Boyd and Chincotta, and obviously Doc if he plays down there. I want to see Walsh on a wing. I want to get him out of the heat of the action and let him run on the outside. And I know Cottrell's been named on an extended bench, but he's got to play. He's got to play. I'll be very, very surprised if Matthew Cottrell doesn't play in this game. I want the ball in the hands. I want the ball in the hands of Boyd and Chincotta, the ball in the hands of Walsh. And the only way that can be done is if we are defending a lot higher up the ground than what we are. So that comes down to our mids and our high half forwards to, when we haven't got the ball, to really apply a lot more defensive pressure and to get into that zone a lot quicker than what we are. So guys, I will be at this game on Sunday, really casting an eye on the way we set up, how quickly we want to use the ball, how hard our forwards are actually working with Martin back in the team. Interesting one, Motlop mightn't play, so it's now Owies and just Motlop. Can't see Jack Silvani playing. I just can't for the life of me. With Mark Pitnet and De Conning named, there's no way Silvani plays. And could Lockie Fogarty be a smoky with that forward half pressure? Because we've got to create more turnovers. We've got to create more turnovers and going to be in a lot more proactive position to bring our runners into play. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the review. I don't usually ask for subscribers and likes and stuff, but today I will. Speak soon.